4 players in this group. Number 1 seed Chen Yufei, who's lost earlier today. Lost out to a player who was promoted from the reserve list. Tunjun lost in 3 games. I think that's the biggest upset of the day so far, but we're only halfway through the day.
Women's single, Group A.
And here are defending champion waiting in the wings. Han Se-young, who won the title in Bali a year ago, beat Pusala Venkata Sindhu in that final on the beautiful Indonesian island of Bali. Well, she's had a good year. She's been in 5 World Tour finals this year, winning 3 of them from 11 World Tournaments played. That's not a bad record at all, is it? 5 finals from 11 World Tour tournaments. Goodness me, I think most players would be happy with that sort of record.
Versus Akane
But then
Yamaguchi
her
from
opponent
Japan.
has had a wonderful year as well. The reigning and 2-time world champion Akane Yamaguchi won at the end of year finale when the event was called a Super Series, and it was the Super Series finals in Dubai in 2017 when she won the final there. And guess who she played in the final? Well, the same player as her opponent, Han Se-young, beat in the final of these end-of-year championships. Pusala Venkata Sindhu, who did actually qualify for these World Tour finals, but she is still struggling back from a stress fracture injury, so sadly couldn't be here. So this will be a 15th meeting between these 2 players, and of the previous 14, Akane Yamaguchi has won 9 of them, including the last 2. There you can see the last was in the final of the Japan Open in Osaka. That was a Super 750 event, 21-9, 21-15 in just 38 minutes. I have a suspicion that it won't be as one-sided today. Now, of course, the seedings for these World Tour finals are done on World Tour rankings. So, despite the fact that Akane Yamaguchi is the world number 1 on the world rankings, Han Se-young finished the year number 4 on the World Tour rankings, hence a number 4 seed. But as you can see, she is the current world number 2. I said this was a good match. The world number 2 against the world number 1, the defending champion against the reigning world champion. She's enjoying her 5th consecutive week at her career high of 2. Making her 3rd consecutive appearance at the World Tour finals is Han Se-young. The 3 titles she won this year, Korea, the Malaysian Masters, and the last World Tour event of the year, the Australian Open in Sydney. Akane Yamaguchi is 5 years older than her opponent at the age of 25 from Fukui. And she, as you can see, is world number 1. 41st week in her 5th different spell as world number 1. But let's really focus on the World Tour. That's why we're here, the World Tour finals. And her ranking on the World Tour, she finished the year as 10. Now, of course, for these World Tour finals, you're not allowed more than 2 players per nation in the World Tour finals, which, as you know, is the top 8 players or pairs in each of the 5 disciplines. But Akane Yamaguchi, as reigning world champion, got an invitation anyway, as the world champions from each year of the World Tour finals gets an automatic invitation to this end-of-year finale. Well, our umpire for this one is Satyawan Mahadu from Mauritius. Ong Swee Kai from Malaysia will be the service judge. Steen, it is a little confusing for viewers, perhaps, that we have these world rankings and world tour rankings and they don't coincide.
Yeah, and seedings for this tournament that follows the world tour ranking, that is a little bit strange.
But we'll try and keep everybody abreast of it all. We'll try and figure it out for everyone. But I said, Steen, I didn't think this would be quite as one-sided as the last time they met, the final of the Japan Open. Do you agree with me on that?
Yes, I do. I think the playing conditions here suits An Se-young a little bit better than the ones in Japan Open.
And on my left, An Se-young, Korea. Akane Yamaguchi to serve, level, play.
So two former champions do battle in their first match of the HSBC BWF World Tour Finals for 2022. The defending champion An Se-young against the reigning world champion Akane Yamaguchi. Well, Steen, a moment ago when you said you didn't think it would be quite as one-sided as the last time they met, you said not with these playing conditions.
Yeah.
Explain that a little bit more for me.
Yeah, there's drift here in the Nimibucha arena. Right now, the drift is coming from Yamaguchi towards An Se-young. So Yamaguchi's got trouble playing the backcourt of An Se-young with confidence here in the first game. And the shuttles seems to be of good speed, not too slow. I feel that the slower shuttles would benefit Yamaguchi as she gets more time to recover. But I mean, it's not like it's a huge advantage to An Se-young either, because she's also a patient player. But I feel that the drift is going to increase the probability that we're going to see a three-game match.
2, 3. Service over. 4-2.
Yeah, that's a nice angle from An Se-young.
Service over. 3.
These two of 4 former champions in this year's tournament in the women's singles discipline. And 3 former champions in this Group A. And how much do you think the fact that Chen Yufei losing her opening match against Grigoria Mariska-Tunjung, does that put a different complexion on the whole group? It looked a jolly strong group to me in the first place.
It looked like a really, really strong group, and I would think that Grigoria Mariska-Tunjung would be the weaker of the 4 players. But now she's won, she's beaten the Olympic champion, and I think for An Se-young, a win here against Yamaguchi would be very close to a semi-final berth. She played Tunjung in the final of Australian Open and won in straight games, so she seems to have the upper hand against the Indonesian.
Missed it.
So
Yeah.
a win here would be significant for her. I'm not really familiar with the the head-to-head with Yamaguchi and Tun Jung, but I seem to recall that Yamaguchi has a reasonable good score against Chen Yufei. There's not a whole lot of people that she hasn't got a reasonable score against.
No, very true.
I think Sindhu is one of the non-preferred opponents, as far as I recall.
6-4.
Well, and Se-young read that cross-court angled shot from Yamaguchi, read it rather easily. Do you recall who chose Enstein?
I think it was Yamaguchi.
Okay, that's interesting. So she started what she perceives as the more difficult end.
Yeah. So far she's controlled it well, in my opinion.
7.
There's also, if you've been with us in the early matches, we saw Ginting against Jonathan Christie, and there's a little bit of a difference to a men's single, how well you can exploit the conditions as to a women's singles. I mean, you can probably not attack as much as the men's singles do in the women's singles. That could bring you into trouble. So it might actually be a little bit easier to cope with the drift here in the women's single.
8.
Touch and defense there from.
Oh, she read that drop shot too. I couldn't deal with it.
Service over. 9-6.
No,
Yeah.
In fact, she was too early, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was a little bit overcommitted.
Play.
It's hard to find someone who reads the game better than Se-young and dares to go for it as well, because sometimes you think that your opponent has read it, but they're not really taking advantage of it. She's not afraid to go for the reads that she has.
Never really got behind that one.
No.
That's why she made the error. And it's a 5-point advantage for Akane Yamaguchi here at the mid-game interval of the opening game. Now, watch her footwork here. Yeah, took that when she was behind. The shuttle had gone behind her. Look at that.
Ooh. She actually came out on the side of the left foot there. It was close to rolling an ankle, it seemed like.
So 8 minutes and 11-6.
そこ一回もう一回前ハーフダーマス沈めてから後ろ持っていただいてちょっと打たれるそこ狙ってクロス速い球って打ってから
You were alluding to that she might have played it when it had gone long. Had she left it Se-young on that situation there?
I hadn't particularly thought that. I just felt that the shuttle, you know, she wasn't hitting up into the shuttle. She was hitting once it had gone past her.
And then I think there's a good chance that it would have gone long.
Yeah, well then there's more of a drift than I had realised.
We saw it in the mixed doubles where we had another sensation, but I think it was a pretty big surprise that Tan and Lai defeated Wang Yilu and Huang Dongping, the Olympic champions, even though Wang is back from injury. Played a brilliant match.
Yeah, That was a surprise to me.
12-6.
It's been a day of surprises so far, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Tai Su Ying, she also lost. Tai Su Ying, former world #1, and 5 finals at the end of the year finale. 3 times a winner of this particular event. Day of upsets. Oh, that's a good smash. What a difference, Steen. That's when a player gets behind the shuttle on the round the head position. Take a look at this from Yamaguchi. Look, her body movement is coming forward after she's hit it.
And it's clever because she makes us a tiny little move forward that I think sort of leads An Se-young to play it away, and then she's super quick. She started out really well here.
That's a nice shot, though, from the defending champion.
Service over. 7-13.
Good drop.
Eight, 13.
Oh, nice punch clear. That's wide.
9, 13.
It was quite flat, but it was still very effective, that punch clear from the Korean. Oh, yeah. That lift wasn't deep enough or high enough.
No, and it's basically an easy game. It's about stealing time from the opponent, and if An Se-young can steal time from Yamaguchi, then she's got difficulty controlling the shots to the backcourt. If it's the other way around, then An Se-young has got difficulties getting the right length on it because she's playing up against the drift and probably has to give it a little bit extra. So she's prone to play a little bit too short. There we see it.
Yeah, that was better length.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good angle. My goodness, that's gone wrong. You're right about the drift, Steen. It's significant.
Very significant, but I think Yamaguchi has controlled it really well so far.
Yeah, it wasn't even particularly close. Well, a little fun fact about An Se-young, Steen, for you. Only the 4th women's singles player in the history of the World Tour to contest finals at all 4 levels within a calendar year.
Yeah.
10-14.
1 in Korea and Malaysia. That was a 500 events. 1 in Australia, you were talking about that.
300.
300, and was in the final of the Japan Open, a 750. And of course, the All England got her underway at the start of the year, a 1,000 event.
Service over. 15-10.
She's really got to have a good racket today, An Se-young, as well, because these playing conditions also tend to favor the fast players, the players with speedy movements.
Nice. Oh, that's a beauty. Lovely, lovely shot from Yamaguchi.
16-10.
It wasn't just the final drop. It was the hard work she'd done earlier in the rally to get her opponent out of position. That's a wonderful, wonderful.
Service over. 11, 16.
It's going wide. Look where that shuttle's landed, though. And forget the sideline. Look how short it was.
Because Yamaguchi puts pressure on, so it's difficult for Han Se-young to get it far enough away. The only reasonable choice was to try and play short defense.
Service
It
over.
was a nice idea, trying to block it cross-court.
12, 17.
Oh, that's a good flick. Yeah, and once again, you see from the back of the court, Han Se-young, especially on that deep backhand, she cannot get the shuttle to the back of the court in these conditions. Watch the backhand here. That's barely half court.
Yeah. And that's why it's so important to stay in balance in the rally. And of course, the faster you are on your feet, the better chance you have of staying in balance, unless the opponent has super racket skills, super deceptions.
Service over. 13, 18.
Oh,
That's great.
yeah, I like that.
14, 18.
She is getting behind the shuttle well, but if the lifts and clears are a little bit short from
19,
Han Se-young,
14.
that's helping Yamaguchi considerably get behind it, isn't it?
Yeah.
But look at that, that's lovely.
Shouldn't go over the ear. 19, 14.
2 points away from the opening game. Yamaguchi. Oh, that was short, that high serve. Yeah, she was on
Service over.
under pressure from the onset of the rally with the
15,
poor serve.
19.
And again, Han Se-young sort of investing a lot, taking the chances, leaving a big part of the court open.
Sixteen, 19.
Did well to get a racket to it.
But the last 3-4 rallies, Yamaguchi has been struggling a little bit.
Yeah, it's only won one of the last 6 points. Oh, and she's missed it.
Yeah.
Would you believe it? Han Se-young was in all sorts of trouble.
But everything is, well, not everything, but the majority of the shots is going flat to the backhand side of Yamaguchi.
Six of the last 7 points now to Han Se-young. Oh, that's a good smash.
Service over.
Under pressure, Yamaguchi.
Game point. 18.
Psychologically under pressure.
Yeah.
After that run of points for her opponent. But now 2 game point opportunities for the reigning world champion. It's going wide. Opening game to the 2017 winner of the end of year finale. Akane Yamaguchi, the reigning world champion, takes the opening game against the defending champion, An Young. Good opening game. 21-18 in 19 minutes.
後ろの球1回だったらもう1回チャレンジしてもいいからちょっとね。後ろの球でネットをコントロールしようとしたらね、西川試験ちょっとね長めにちょっと取ってちょっと速い球で速い球。ね、ギリギリの当たりとかしたらネットに結構届かずに引っかかるんです。そこだけ長めで。バックからのストレートを打ってるときにちょっとサイド流れるのを気をつけて横側であるからちょっと内側でね。そこからもクロスちょっと先に振っていったらいいと思う。
20 seconds. 20 seconds. Second game, level, play.
So 1 game to the good, reigning world champion Akane Yamaguchi against An Young. And I suspect, Steen, that it's going to have to be a lot of attacking play from An Young. She's a game down and she's playing with the drift, so she's going to struggle to control those pushes or clears. More attacking play, do you think?
I think she needs to, but I'm not sure she'll be able to. She should have, if my theory about a more even game or a more even match should hold up, I would have expected her to win the first game. So losing that, that was devastating, but interesting to see what they can come up with in the Korean camp. It's interesting also how the momentum changed there from Yamaguchi being a little bit under pressure in the final stages of the first game, getting in danger of getting caught by An Young, and then 2 good rallies. First game in the book, and now a total change of momentum again.
Yeah. This, psychologically, Yamaguchi's got to be on an absolute high. Oh, that's landed in. That's the drift at work again. Because she probably wouldn't have expected to win that opening game.
No. And even if she loses this match here, then she's got a game, and in playing these group matches, that could be vital to lose as narrow as possible.
It could all become very, very interesting, because tomorrow's encounters within this group is Chen Yufei against Yamaguchi, and Tunjun against... I've got that wrong.
No, I think you got it right.
Have I got it right?
Yeah.
An Young against Tunjun. So it could become very interesting. Friday's matches could be winner takes all. That's a good return.
It's over. 5-2. 2.
Yeah, that's landed in as well.
6, 2.
Kim Ha-kyun on the Korean coach's bench, just been reappointed as head coach of the Korean national team.
7, 2.
Oh, that's a big miss from Yamaguchi.
Yeah, she was in too good position. I think she was too far behind the shuttle. She's not used to that. Be some sideways drift since they're playing that much in that side there. We're sitting a little bit awkward to see it.
This is the longest run into match so far, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, ends on an error. It's a pity when we've had a good rally. I always love to see a rally ended on a winner.
Thank you. Four, 7.
That's athletic play from Han
5,
Se-young.
7.
She's gone off the boil again, hasn't she,
Yeah,
Yamaguchi?
she has.
She's going in little phases. 4 straight points now to the number 4 seed, the defending champion.
It's like she's in doubt, and that's a reluctant smash because there's no other good choice.
Oh, yes.
She's really putting pressure when she can, Han Se-young on the backhand side of Yamaguchi.
Oh.
So back level on a run of 5 straight points. And in fact, into the lead. This is extraordinary.
7.
But again, I think Yamaguchi doesn't really know what shot to play because, I mean, she can't really be patient there because, I mean, then she has to be over patient, and she can't attack either. I feel that those shots to the mid-court area is ending up in some kind of no man's land in terms of Yamaguchi's playing style.
out. Well,
and she can't put pressure on An Se-young at the moment.
yeah, but she's not helping herself with errors like this. She's not under pressure there. A simple error. And it is 7 straight points to An Se-young. Oof, that was getting wide, you know. Terrible muddle. Arching her back to play that round the head shot, Akane Yamaguchi, and her reply was woefully short, barely half court.
7.
There. Wow.
Thank you.
Make it 8 straight points. Way off balance.
Yeah. And she really needs that break that comes within the next 4 rallies, maybe after the next one, but she really needs some help.
Well, maybe we
from the
need.
bench
Yeah, we may need to revise which is the more difficult end to play.
for women's singles.
Yeah.
Yep, I agree.
That's not again.
Yeah.
Breaks the run, but 10 straight points has got a very different complexion on this second game. There's definitely signs to me that this lady is trying to be more positive within the rallies, more attacking play, hit down. Look, she wanted to push that little block to the net. She wanted to keep the pace up.
Good shot, fantastic shot. And then 3 points to Yamaguchi, who sort of keeps it believable in this second game here. And I think it really is about taking the initiative right from the service, if you can. But if not, then from second shot or third shot, you want the initiative here. Right, that's good movement by An Se-young.
Beautiful movement by An Se-young. And she has the 1 point advantage at the mid-game interval here in the second game. So Akane Yamaguchi of Japan took the opening game. What a battle we have. Look at that. Gosh, you need strong legs to land on the left leg like that. Playing around the head shot. 11 10, second game.
이거부터 잡아놓고 공간을 내줘. 그게 제일 먼저잖아. 어? 그걸 해놓고 거기다 하면 선택을 하는 거야. 어? 어차피 이걸 크게 안 넘어. 이걸 또 건들려.
20 seconds.11-10, black.
So play resumes. Okay, Steen, just before the break, you said that Yamaguchi... Oh, my goodness me, that's a huge miss from An Se-young. You were saying that Yamaguchi needed the break to get advice from the coaches.
Yeah.
Of course, we can't understand Japanese. We couldn't hear them anyway. What would you have been telling her in that timeout?
I'm not totally sure. I don't think I've ever had a player with the same skill set as Yamaguchi, but the problem is those shots there, the neutralizing shots that An Se-young plays, where she's not really that's good. She attacked it where she's playing the front court, but not close to the net, so that Yamaguchi can play close back, and not with a whole lot of pace either. So that wasn't a particularly good shot, but
No.
step up, Yamaguchi, step up, overcover the front court. because it's difficult for An Se-young to play the backcourt with confidence. And then sometimes she's just going to play sort of a neutral, flat, fast-paced shot to the, for instance, the left shoulder of An Se-young to keep her honest, so to speak, and then be ready to play the next one where she can place it right or left on the front court. And she's playing with natural deceptions, An Se-young, in these overhead shots.
Yeah. It looks to me as if Yamaguchi's upped her pace a little.
Yeah.
It looked a little sluggish when she lost those 8 straight points.
But she's got to attack whenever she has the option, Yamaguchi. Otherwise, An Se-young becomes too confident. This is a great rally.
Isn't it fantastic? That's a good punch, Claire.
Yeah, attack. Attack. Yes.
Yeah. Well played by the world champion, Akane Yamaguchi.
And now we have the situation, just like in men's singles, that even though you play this near side of the court here, where you can play the back court, you basically don't want to do too much. You need to attack, because if you don't attack, then your opponent will.
Yeah.
And they just have a bigger court to cover, these two women, compared to their male counterparts.
We must point out, not literally.
No.
It is the same size court. You'll have our email inbox is flooded, Steen, with comments like that.
What? I didn't notice they changed it.
So 7 of the last 9 points now to Yamaguchi. What a peculiar game this is. Scoring pattern. That's good. Very good return of serve.
And the service from Yamaguchi in these conditions here is too passive.
Yeah.
It's just getting it over on the other side. It doesn't accomplish anything. It doesn't set anything up or takes away possibilities from An Se-young. Oh, that's a bad shot.
So it's not just the shots to the back of the court, is it, Steen? I mean, when you're playing against the drift, you've got to give your drop shots a little more push through.
Yeah.
Everything needs a little more pace.
You gotta play with pace.
Yeah.
To steal time from your opponent. Pace deceptions.
Oh,
Oy.
what a shot! My goodness me. A moment of magic from Akane Yamaguchi. Take a look at this. Wow! Where did that come from? Look at the skill.
With An Se-young standing close to the net.
That's amazing. Yeah, and An Se-young, the little jump up and down on the spot is a sign of the frustration because she was there. Just mistimed the defensive shot. One straight down the line, then Yamaguchi goes cross court, but An Se-young, as you could see, she had read it.
Good shot.
Oh, that's amazing.
That's a good shot, and it's hard to play much better than that from Yamaguchi, but immediately counter-attack. How much pace she plays with to the mid-court area, and Se-young, and then opening up one shot and the rally's gone.
Yeah. she's used that around the head shot where she just clips over the top of the shuttle. There's no real follow through, and she's played it so well today, An Se
It's a
Young.
fantastic shot.
Just watch the racket head if you can. Look at that. There's no follow through. It's literally just clipping over the top of the shuttle. And it's a beauty. It wasn't a bad dive from Akane Yamaguchi either.
No, that's where she's missing those extra 5 centimeters there.
Yes.
And she would have been there.
Yeah, 156, that's just under 5'2", Yamaguchi. An Se Young is 5 inches taller, it's 5'7". Does make a difference.
Took
She
the
read
chance.
that. She read it.
Oi.
Oh, it came off the net. Yeah, that's unlucky for An Se Young. The intention was good, but in trying to push the shuttle deep, just clipped the top of the tape, popped up nicely into the hitting zone of Yamaguchi. I mean, it's not just the speed of rackets, Dean, is it? I mean, a shot like that from Yamaguchi, it's the speed of thought.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to turn the racket head slightly and block it back to the net. It's beautiful. Missed it. That shot has worked so well for her throughout the match until now.
It's much more difficult to execute when the shuttle comes down like it did here, more vertically. And you can see it's a different shot she plays. An Se Young, it's a reverse slice.
Yeah, with a follow through.
Yeah.
Yeah, technically a different shot.
So that's what she accomplished, Yamaguchi, by giving it some extra air.
Yeah, totally different technique. But it is 4 match point opportunities now for Akane Yamaguchi against the defending champion, An Se Young. Oh, that was loose. Block. Oh, my goodness. First time of asking. And Akane Yamaguchi beats last year's champion, An Se Young, in 2 straight games. 21-18, 21-16 in a match lasting 42 minutes. Oh, we saw some excellent badminton in that, but a very odd scoring pattern at some stages. This is the final rally. The clear going long. And that's why she had tried to play attacking shots so much from that end of the court, An Se Young. But that's a good win for the former champion, Akane Yamaguchi, against the defending champion. 2 straight games, and that could be crucial within the group scenario come the end of play on Friday. 21-18, 21-16 in 42 minutes. Coming up next is men's singles, and it's the number 3 seed, Hasina Sunil Pranoy, up against Kodai Naraoka. So welcome back to Bangkok, the first day of play at the HSBC BWF World Tour final.